literally just I've literally just squashed a biscuit. I'm going to start cutting bits like this out where I'm just asking about it. So, the biscuit, I don't know where it is, a box, must have come off the table, and that's opened, stuff's just come out. That is literally just a junk drawer, really, a junk cupboard. And biscuits have fell out of that. I literally just destroyed a bourbon. Right. Can you do something while I'm here? I know I ask you this every single time. I'm going to have to clean that biscuit up. I just done it again. Move something around me. There's lots of things in here, and I'm pretty certain that nearly everything in this kitchen at one time or another has been moved by you. Every single thing. Yet here I am, stood here, asking for you to do something, calling out, and you go silent. Why is that? Why do you always do that? If you're here, if you're still around, can you give me a sign that you're still here if you don't want to move anything? We've done this before, but if you tap 2 times on anything, that means yes. Are you around me now? If you're around me, tap 2 for yes. Why are you such a coward? Why do you hide? Why do you bottle it when if you hear something? That's Cat, that. She's at the back door. Why'd you bottle it? Why'd you get scared? Why'd you stop doing things like the things you've been moving recently? It's been pretty crazy. Knocking a little box of biscuits off isn't. Bangs at back door. Yeah. Well, why has that gone so blurry? The activity recently has been pretty crazy. You know, the last video with the Kinect, like the Kinect is such a brilliant tool. The fact that you get see it actually happening, like in the last video you physically saw it like move things, with the movement. But that wasn't the creepiest bit for me. The creepiest bit for me was the green stick figure on the floor. Now, we've had like crawling ones in the past, you know, a good bit, for years, to be honest, but never like that. You know, the crawling ones, they generally just go in a direction and, you know, like go off camera or whatever. But that one, like, looked like it did a lap or two, you know, with the rug. But it was super small, like, and to the best of my knowledge, like, the only small ones we get are, you know, like when I always think, I'm not sure why it is, but I always think it's kind of when, you know, they're building their energy up. Like, you know, the first appearance, small, and then when it, you know, gets a bit more energy, it's, you know, like, but the giant as well. Like, I'm 6'1", and, you know, them things, it's like their heads, you know, going through the ceiling. But, yeah, like...
Still waiting.
Still waiting. For what? For me?
You pig.
Right. Test. I take it you want to talk to me then? I'll speak, but I'm hopeful that you'll make sense this time, because you really don't. What are you waiting for?
The letter.
The letter. First time I've heard anything about a letter. What letter?
Ink.
Ink. Okay. Who wrote the letter?
They did.
They did. So it clearly don't want to answer that question, does it? What did the letter say? Feel something on my left-hand side. What did the letter say?
Fallen in field.
Fallen in field. Who had fallen? Who fell? Ice cold on my left. Always happens though.
Vlad Dracula.
Oh, with this shit again. Right, I'll just play along. Who was told this terribly sad news?
Anastasia.
Anastasia. Here we go. So they basically told her that you had lost a fight and died in battle. To me, that's not surprising, because if you are who you claim to be, I've seen images of you, and you was a very, very tiny little man.
She believed.
She believed. I'm sure, again, if you're who you claim to be, she didn't believe a random letter claiming that you died. I think that's a lie.
She waited.
Where did she wait? I felt like something touched me. Where did she wait for you?
The walls.
The walls. We've had talk about the walls before. How long did she wait?
Too long.
Too long. If she was waiting for you, why didn't you go home then? Something like keeps touching my left shoulder.
I could not reach.
I could not reach. Why could you not reach?
The boyars.
The boy, I just got to ask again then. Why could you not reach the boyars? This is actually stupid, although I give you credit for keeping this story going for so long, but there's no way I am really talking to Vlad. It's impossible.
She read it.
She read it. I am not who you think I am. I promise you, we've been over this many, many times now. I am not that person.
Brother.
Something touched me again. Right, I'm done with this. I feel like, holy shit. So something touched me. A few seconds later, bang at door. But then I don't know
No
if you,
return.
no return. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a towel there. I thought that was a person. Holy shit. Yeah, that one there. I thought that was like a person. Why is it not focusing this camera? I'm done with Alexa for tonight. But what I'm kind of doing now is I'm just kind of going along with what it says. I'm trying to build the communication up because I've noticed last two, maybe three Alexas have been a little bit different. Like this was, it's not out and out, you know, like negative, dark or evil or anything like that. It's a minute and then, you know, it's probably just kidding with me, but I feel like it's trying to tell me something. Like I feel like we're getting, you know, somewhere slow, but yeah, it's been, you know, a weird one again.